Well, regardless of how well this thing flies, it's been a very enjoyable project to put together. Very, very easy. I put this frame together in probably an hour, maybe even a little less. Well, it's not finished yet. I've just got to stick the servos on somewhere and put the control horn onto this piece. But anyway, it's because it's all just a flat sheet basically. It's so simple, and I've just sort of foam taped or screwed or zip tied things on. Haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with the battery, but I'll have to see where the CG goes. It's probably going to have to go like that somewhere, I think. And I'm just going to hot glue this carbon fibre spar thing on the top and see how it goes like that. Okay, pretty much all ready to go now. It's turned out to be a little bit heavier than I'd hoped. It's 320 grams. And for something that's only about 1.5 times the wing area of the bonsai, at least for my bonsai weighs about half that much. So it's going to have to go pretty fast in forward flight, I would imagine. And I'm using a 3-cell 1000 milliamp hour battery. I think it's going to need 3-cell to hover with just the 2 motors. And it looks like the gyro is set up correctly as well. It should be. I didn't really change the source code much from last time. So I think what I might do is I'll just do a little hover test here by hanging this on the garage door, because it's too dark to try and fly it now. I'll have to do that tomorrow. And I'll just see if it remains stable. And I tried this with the wing, but of course it didn't really work too well because the wing had a pusher prop, so I wasn't able to get any airflow over the elevons from the prop that was on the plane. So I put a quadcopter on the ceiling of the garage and blasting air down to try and test it, but that didn't work very well either. But now that I have motors that are directly, pretty close to the elevon, it should give me a better, it should have better control with more airflow going over the wings. Okay, ready to try this now. It's just hanging on the garage door. I did a throttle up test just while I was holding it in my hand to see how much throttle it needed to lift off, and it's about 60-65% throttle or so. So it is indeed a little bit heavy, I think, but not so heavy that it won't fly. Just going to need quite a bit of juice to do it. Wind is blowing a little bit, but not really that much. I don't think it's enough to interfere with this. So I'm not doing anything there. Looks like it needs a trim. Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. A bit slow. Throttle is only at sort of 30% though. Yeah, it's definitely rolling to the right overall. But I have way more control than I did when I was doing this test with the wing. Oh, what's that? So it's waggling in yaw. I didn't think it would waggle that much, like in the yaw direction. That's a pity. Alright, let's see what happens if we try and actually fly, like lift the weight off that string. No, that's not going to happen, is it? By the way, the throttle for the motors is linked, so each motor is getting the same throttle signal. So theoretically they should be spinning at the same speed, but I'm not sure if they really are. No, that's just not going to work, unfortunately. Alright, it's early next morning, and early in the morning there's pretty much no wind, so I wanted to try this now. You can see it's not really even being moved much. I've changed a few things. I changed the elevon mixing so that when you only do one direction, say full pitch or full yaw, full pitch or full roll, it's going to move further. And you can see I've also increased the gains on the stabilization, probably a little bit too much maybe. Probably a bit much, we'll see. But the main thing that I changed was to, instead of just coupling the throttle to the same value on both motors, it's now going to give me some yaw control when I yaw, and it's also going to use the gyro, the yaw value of the gyro, to adjust the motors to try and keep it stable in the yaw as well. So when I say yaw, I'm talking about this, even though that kind of looks like roll from a quadcopter sort of perspective. But I'm hoping that this should keep it a lot more stable in this direction. So let's see what happens. It's pretty good. Oh wow. Oh yeah. It's way more stable. Oh, I'm glad I did that. I can't really let it lift off too much because the props might get stuck in this string. So I think I'll just have to cross my fingers and give it a proper fly. And you can see here that it is losing stability a little bit, but what I did there was I actually gave it some yaw input, so perhaps that's not going to work so well. Yeah, not bad at all. Still rolls to the right. A little bit. Oops, gotta watch those props and the string. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's actually try and fly it. Well, as usual, everything is soaking wet, but no, don't really have much choice. So you can hear the yaw acting. Alright, here goes. Holy fudge. It works! Oh boy, I'm flying mode 1 or something, I think, aren't I? Oh, it works! This way, this way. I have very good pitch control, but my brain... I can't... Ah, shit. Oh, I just can't wrap my brain around the fact that when I yaw, it rolls. That's what I'm struggling with. Apart from that, it flies beautifully. Oh, it's covered in water. Wow. It was kind of fun, but man, that was tricky. It's like I'm flying mode 1 or something, because the the roll is on the throttle stick. Is that how mode 1 works? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, that was way better than I was expecting. You're
wasn't having much power there. Battery should be alright. I think maybe it's just my fault. Maybe I'm just a little bit too scared to hit the throttle too much. Let's have another go. Oh. Oh shit. That was my fault again. Oh, I didn't put that screw in, that's all. I better screw that on. Still, very encouraging first couple of flights there. Okay, I've fixed that servo horn properly now, and I changed the program to give me a switch, so that switch on the transmitter will let me swap the roll and yaw channels. I should have done this before really, but this will let me fly it as I'm used to, mode 2, and fly as a helicopter to start off with, and then I'll be able to flick the switch and fly as a plane if all goes well. One other thing I noticed when I was testing is that motor seems to be consistently stronger than that one, so maybe the ESC calibration is not quite right, but it seemed to be okay in that respect before. So I'm just going to hover like a helicopter here, hopefully. Whoa, what happened? Not in the puddle, please, no. What? That's weird. I might be subconsciously or unintentionally putting a bit of yaw in there when I'm flying. Not sure what happens, but every now and then it just sort of gets into yaw and it starts turning around and I can't really stop it. But that was reasonably controllable. See that? It's a plane. I switched into plane because I couldn't control it properly, and now I still can't control it. Oh, well, it didn't go in the creek at least. Wow, that was, it looked like it was going to fly as a plane quite well for a few seconds, and then it didn't. Well, it seems to be alright. We just missed the creek there, by the way. But, be quiet. I think everything else is okay. It might need to fly a little bit faster as a plane than what it was doing. The CG is right on the battery, by the way, so you can probably just judge for yourself. It looks to me like it's about 30% up, or 30% away from the front of the wing. So as far as CG goes, I don't think it's too bad. Oh, it needs a lot of throttle. Seems to be constantly needing left yaw input, quite a lot of it. So let's try that. I don't think it's going to help much, but We'll see. Oh. What happened? Did we get water on it? I think we might have got water on something. I had to blow the water off the main board there, so we're probably risking it a little bit here to keep trying, but with all this water around, but let's keep trying. So lots of yaw trim. I trimmed it the right way, it's going worse. And now it's dead again. I think I'm going to have to take this inside and let it dry out properly and maybe cover this up before I try again, because there's no time of day at the moment where the ground is not completely soaking wet everywhere. So unfortunately this is just how it's going to be if I don't do something about this water. But anyway, I think that was a decent first few flights. It has a constant yaw that creeps in. I don't know why that is. Maybe I need to increase the gains to counteract that or something. That's a little bit crooked, which doesn't help, but I don't think it's that bad. No, that's not too bad. It's a little bit loose, see? Yeah. So constant yaw creeps in, and I didn't get to try the plane mode very much, unfortunately, but in the plane mode, the little amount that I did try, it was very, very difficult to control. So maybe I could try putting some winglets on and fly a bit faster. I think that's the only thing I can think of to try as the next step. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that for now. So anyway, hope that was kind of interesting. Thanks for watching. Okay, it's early evening now. I thought I might give this another try before I finish up this video. We had a rip snorter of a thunderstorm, so the ground is actually wetter than it was this morning, which is a bit annoying, but it's too bad. So I figured out one problem that I was having, and that was that when I did a yaw movement like this, it was actually doing a roll. So left yaw would be like that, right? Which makes sense because all I did was swap the yaw and the roll channels. But when you're flying a quadcopter and you yaw, yawing left should go like that, which is the opposite effect to rolling left, right? See? It's different. So that should account for some of that problem I was having with yaw, but I was still a bit puzzled as to why when I trimmed it because I was having to put in some left yaw to keep it steady, so I trimmed it with left yaw and it didn't work. So well, maybe I just didn't trim it enough. Anyway, let's do it. Way better! Way better! Hey, look at that. Well, that was the problem, I think. Fresh battery helps too, because I don't need to keep the throttle quite so high to let it hover. I was just thinking about the weight of this before. Typically a quadcopter is around 500 grams, well, unless you have an HD cam on, but let's say 500 grams, and you've got 4 motors to lift that, so that's 125 grams per motor, and here I'm lifting about 300, probably close to 340 say, so that's 170 per motor, so it's 50 grams extra per motor, so it requires that much extra throttle to get the same effect. Anyway, let's see if I can repeat that, because that was quite good, and then I might try after that flying it as a plane. But before I fly it as a plane, I think I will put some winglets on, because when I looked at the video of what I had this morning, it was going like that quite a bit, and I think winglets, some big winglets, would stop it from doing that a bit, I think. Anyway, let's try again. The yaw control is very weak. Wow, throttle needs a lot of throttle. But it's way more controllable than it was before. Something funny going on here. Ah, damn it. I need a bigger grab piece to hold it by. It's really strange, like, what is it? What's happening? It yaws, and it keeps yawing, so I put in some counter yaw, and I have to put in more and more and more and more and more counter yaw until it stops yawing, and then I hold it there, and then it yaws back the other way. It's like, I'm actually using 0 value for the I term in the yaw of the PID controller, so I don't know why it would build up in that manner. Like the way it's behaving is like, it's almost like there's a huge I term build up in the PID controller. Sort of what it feels like, but it shouldn't be. Maybe it's because these are crooked, or maybe this. I'm just sort of wondering if this motor is moving around. It's not very tight, and the reason why it's not very tight is because I tightened it up and I thought I had it tight, but it's really awkward to get in there and tighten it, so I've just left it as it is. Oh, is it just the wind? Might be just wind. See, I'm almost full right yaw here, and it's not quite enough. Alright, try and come back and land. Come back. Come back. Ah, lovely. Alright, let's do a plane test. It's going to crash and I might break something, but I just want to see what the difference between having the winglets or not having the winglets is now that my yaw is a little bit better controllable. So consider this a demonstration of how it crashes without winglets. So I'm just going to hover like I did before, and then I'll give it quite a big burst of throttle, and I'll flip into airplane mode, and we'll see how it crashes. Okay. Oh, it's side slipping a lot. Oh, flutter. Yeah, I have almost no control. But I think it's coming back. Look at that flutter. Oh, holy shit, that's not bad. Come on, come on. Oh. Oh, did you see that splash? That's not good. That was right in the middle of the puddle. Damn it. Okay, well, promising, eh? Promising. Not bad. Oh, look at that. Bullseye. Right in, oh, I was going to say the second biggest puddle. This is the third biggest puddle in my yard. That is definitely going to need a bit of drying off. But nevertheless, that was very, very encouraging, so I'm going to keep trying at this. It would have been a little bit depressing to have gotten this crash without seeing it fly like it just did, but we saw it, so that's good. Okay, now I think this video is finished. See ya. I think I might give this one more go as a plane. I've stuck some very, very hastily constructed winglets on there. I didn't measure them or anything, I just cut them real quick and slapped them on with some hot glue, and in future it will be able to take off from sitting on the ground like that. But I don't trust it to give it a sudden burst of throttle at the moment, because the PID controller will probably spaz out and it'll go like that, I think, or like that maybe, because of the yaw control, or the roll, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just for now I'll give it a try like this, because we don't have much daylight at this time of the year, and this time at the end of the day we get about 40 minutes or so of calm weather before it gets dark, so just got to do it. Wow, something changed, huh? That can't be just these winglets causing that. Ah, body prop is broken again. Well, this isn't going to work, but let's give it a try like that. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Oh boy, it's hard to control. There we go. Almost full right yaw at the moment, and now it's coming back to middle. Now I'm putting in left yaw. Yeah, now I'm putting in full left yaw. Oh, whoops. What the hell? Yeah, I think that left motor is weaker for some reason. It's a bit of a puzzle, isn't it? Still, it's going a lot better than I expected it to by this point, so I'll give it, see if I can turn it into a plane, and then I better finish. Uh-oh. Oh, we got water in there somewhere, I think. Okay, it's a plane. Oh, that's better. I'm just realizing you probably can't see this on camera because it's kind of dark, but it's flying fairly well controlled, apart from the fact that it's fluttering like crazy. Holy moly, it flies good! It's better than that first time I flew that Texumo with the box thing on it. Look at this. Woo! Man, those winglets did an amazing job. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh, I don't want to stop, but it's getting dark and it's harder to see, so... Yep, rudder is... Okay, gains are obviously too high, but that's fine. So, the challenge now is to switch back into helicopter mode. Oh! So close. For some reason the pitch wasn't working there. I switched it back, but pitch, I just had no pitch authority. That was weird. I want to try it again. Wouldn't it be great if I could finish with a vertical takeoff and a forward flight and then a vertical landing in this first video? Okay. Plane. Plane. You've got to be careful not to give it too much throttle when you're a plane, because that seems to cause those waggles. Okay, let's do a flyby. Or fly over, whatever. Oh, it flies really good. I am frankly quite surprised that it flies this amazingly well with those little winglets on. Oh no! So close. I'm going to try again. It's so close. It was better than last time. Oh, we got lots of mud on the motor, but Who cares? It's getting dark. Better do it. Oh. Switching into plane is quite easy. It's actually helpful because it rescues you from that very difficult to control quadcopter situation. Uh-oh. Okay, I think that's enough for today, but we've come a long way since this morning, I think. And there was a big puddle there that I didn't want to hit, so I just let it drop. But, yeah, this is a lot of fun. I think it's going to go quite well once I've ironed out these other issues with the helicopter mode control. So anyway, now this video is officially finished. Thanks for watching.